Hey everyone, so today we are finishing 12.3 comparing decimals. We're going to be working on page 641 and completing numbers 6 through 20. So for 6 through 14, we have to write greater than, less than, or equal to in each of those empty circles. Some of them have place value blocks for us to look at to help us compare them. I also have my place value chart that I'm going to use for some examples as well. Since you were to complete this by yourself independently, you should already have answers and you should just be checking them with this video. So for number 6, we have 0 and 100th compared with 0 and 1/10. So if we were looking at 100th, that would be one individual little block in a 100 grid. If we were looking at 1/10, then that would be 10 blocks, which would create one row in the 100 grid. So that is greater than 100th. So it should read 100th is less than 1/10. For number 7, we have 31 hundredths and 29 hundredths. You can use the picture or use your reasoning skills to say that 31 is greater than 29. So that should be a greater than symbol here. For number 8, we have 44 hundredths and 22 hundredths. 44 being greater than 22. We're going to put a greater than symbol. Now you don't necessarily need all of the place value blocks. They are just a good visual for you to understand how much these decimals are worth in comparison to a whole number or each other. Looking at number 9, this one has our invisible 0. So in the place value chart, if I were putting that into the place value chart, it's 0 and 1/10, and then 0 and 10 hundredths. We can put our invisible 0 here and prove that they are equal to each other. So for number 9, you should have an equal sign. For number 10, $2.98 versus $2.56. I would rather have the 98 cents, closer to having a full $3. For number 11, I think they're trying to trick us into thinking that this is an invisible 0 situation, but if I put this into my chart, it's 7 and 100th versus 7 and 1/10. So if we were starting on the left, that's our rule, start on the left and work your way over until the digits are different, and that's where you can compare them. 7 and 7, both the same. Over here, 1 is greater than 0, so that means on our paper here, we have to write that 7 and 100ths is less than 7 and 1/10. Over here, they do try to trick us with these decimals because this decimal has more digits than this one. If we were starting on the left though, we have a 0 and a 0. We can't compare them there. Moving on to the next digit, that would be the one right after the decimal. 7 is greater than 0, so we should have 8 hundredths is less than 7/10. Here is another invisible 0 situation. This is what you can do sometimes too, is say there is a 3 before the decimal point. They're the same, I can't compare there. The next digit over in both of them is a 4. Still can't compare them there. So moving on to the next digit, that's a 0. We can write in our invisible 0 here just to prove that they're equal. And over here we have $21.50 versus $20.99. Starting at the left digit, they both have a 2. And then working our way over here we have a 1 in the ones place, and here we have a 0 in the ones place. So that would prove that this one is greater. For 5 through 20, we have to write a decimal to make the comparison true. So you could have written a very different decimal than me. I'm just going to give some sample answers and discuss how to solve this. So here there's a blank is less than 0 and 23 hundredths. You could put any decimal here that is less than this one. So I'm just going to choose a random one that's less and put 19 hundredths because 19 is less than 23. Number 16 equal. 8 and 60 hundredths is equal to. You could put 8 and 60 hundredths, or you could write 8 and 6/10 because of the invisible 0. For number 17, we need something greater than 4 and 42 hundredths. You can think about that as $4.42. Anything that's greater, it could be literally any decimal that's greater than this. What would I rather have than $4.42? Maybe $7.42. Here we have 13 and 2/10 is greater than, so it could be greater than maybe 10 and 3/10 because the whole number of 13 is greater than the whole number of 10. 5 and 2/10 is less than 5 and 3/10. Another sample answer. And 6 and 21 hundredths is equal to 6 and 21 hundredths. So just one more time, these are all sample answers. You could have had something different than my answers. And that is all for today's video. That's all that you had to complete. So I hope this video was helpful in checking your answers, and have a great day.